Here are some examples of flute tone on an organ. It's very pure, a sine wave. This has a little different tone, doesn't it? This is thicker, more lower harmonics. And this is a different sound yet. And it has a little chirp in the beginning of it. This organ is designed so if I press harder, you hear the choot in the beginning, the chirp. If I press softer, it's eliminated. This is the characteristic Holzgedacht, I think. Has that little chirp. These don't. You can combine them together to get a nice thick flute sound. In the pedals, I'll use a Borden. Oh, some of the names are Borden, Gedacht, Flute. On this organ, the low Borden adds just a little rumble. And if I add that to an 8-foot flute, sorry, I should be showing you my feet. Sorry, the video went over the organ down here. Now, let's do this. Those are 8-foot stops. So here's 8-foot flute, here's a 4-foot flute, and you add those together. And on the choir here, I have an Holzgedacht and a Koppel flute, which is has a chimney by itself. Let's compare the 4-foot flutes. Traverse flute is supposed to sound like more like an orchestral flute. Now on the swell, I have an 8-foot roar Borden and a traverse flute. Those are, of course, flute sounds together. And on the grade, I have a harmonic flute and this flute 4. And then on the choir, I have a Holzgedacht and a Koppel flute. There's also a 2-foot flute on the swell called the Piccolo, and the nice sound is 8. Eight and 2-foot flute together makes a nice sound. Like it. And with a tremolo put on. Nice to soar above another combination. 8, 4, and 2 has a fairly majestic full sound. There's also a flute over here called Quint Flute, and it's a 1 and a 3rd. So it plays a 5th above. A 5th above the pitch. So do you hear that? Sorry, holding the video in a weird place. I can't do it in one hand. It doesn't sound like parallel fifths, even though it literally is. It sounds like a little, just a different tone. And you can combine that with the 8, 4, and 2 from the swell. And that's all from this original sound, but by different harmonics, different partials, then you get the fuller sound. So there are many different types of flute tone, and you'll need to learn the different names, such as Gedacht, Holzgedacht, which means wood flute, Koppel flute, harmonic flute, metal Gedacht is a metal flute, transverse flute, Borden, and these are of a similar tone, but there are individual varieties, and you'll want to get to know these. There are similarities from organ to organ, and there are differences. You just take a little time to learn each one.